planet Dolan.
From a woman who cut off her cheating husband's manhood to a man stabbing a dog to death for biting his wife, we count 7 amazing stories of revenge. Hello there. My name is Nixium, Lord of the Dead, and today I will be reading the words on this here piece of paper for your enjoyment. Number 7. Buffered Pusser. During the 60s, former wrestler Buffered Pusser became the sheriff of McNairy County in Tennessee. Once elected, he immediately set out to eliminate the Dixie Mafia and the State Line Mob. As a result, Pusser faced relentless assassination attempts. Once, he was shot 3 times by an unknown gunman and survived. But the assassination attempt that hurt him the most was in 1967 when he was ambushed while riding with his wife, Pauline. Pauline was killed while Pusser was left for dead. This is when he vowed revenge against the gunmen involved. Pusser was able to identify 4 suspects. One ended up being incarcerated, and the others were gunned down. Now, while some believe that Pusser took some part in the deaths of the other 3 gunmen, there hasn't been any concrete evidence. Either way, Pauline's murder was avenged. Number 6. Lorena Bobbitt. John Bobbitt was married to Lorena Bobbitt in 1989. Up until 1993, his wife would face constant beatings. He also cheated on her, an act that he even bragged about to Lorena. However, it all stopped when John came home from one of his affairs and went to bed. Lorena grabbed a knife from the kitchen and sliced off his penis. She drove away with John's penis and she threw it into a field. Lorena only called 911 when she realized the severity of what she had done. John's penis was reattached, and the couple understandably did get divorced 2 years later. Lorena was also found not guilty by reason of insanity and was sentenced to a 45-day evaluation at a state hospital. Number 5. Katie's Revenge. A 10-year-old Indiana girl named Katie Coleman was kidnapped, molested, and murdered by Anthony Stockelman. Stockelman was arrested, charged, and he was sent to prison for the crime, but his punishment did not end there. It turns out that Coleman's cousin, Jared Harris, was serving time in the same prison on a burglary charge. Harris gave Stockelman his own form of justice when he snuck into his cell and grabbed Stockelman by the throat. Holding him down, Harris gave Stockelman a large tattoo on his forehead that read, "Katie's Revenge." Harris ended up being charged with battery, but at least Stockelman will continue to serve his life sentence with a little reminder of the atrocities that he committed against an innocent little girl. Number 4. Louisa Manning. Bullying is a problem that many kids face. One of these kids was Louisa Manning, who when she was 12 years old was bullied in school for her large size and her hair. She faced issues with self-confidence and suffered from an eating disorder, but she was able to conquer these issues. At 22 years old, the Oxford University student's physical appearance changed. In fact, it changed so much that one of her past tormentors asked her out at the university's ball. Louisa recognized him and immediately had revenge on her mind. She put her plan into action by accepting his invitation. On the night that they were to go out, Louisa got to the restaurant they were to meet at and handed a server an old-school picture of hers with a note written on the back. Then, Louisa left. When her former tormentor arrived at the restaurant, the server handed him the picture with the note. The note explained the hell that he had put her through years ago and the repercussions the torment had caused her. She ended her note with, "Next time you think of me, picture that girl in this photo because she's the one who just stood you up." The former bully did apologize to Louisa on Facebook for his past bullying. Number 3. Victoria Liss. Do you tip your server? Well, if not, then you do not want Victoria Liss to wait on you. The Seattle waitress waited on Andrew Meyer, who didn't leave her a tip on an order that totaled $28.98. He left her a different kind of tip, a mean one written on the bottom of the receipt. It read, P.S. You could stand to lose a few pounds. Outraged, Victoria posted a picture of the receipt on her Facebook page, and it soon went viral. Once the picture did go viral, Andrew Meyer was identified, or so people thought, and Andrew Meyer in Texas ended up receiving the hate mail instead, which Victoria was quick to apologize. But in the end, Victoria did end up receiving a 100% tip from Andrew Meyer, but another one, who lived in California. Number 2. Gordon Jenkins. One day, a dog named Sam bit into Gordon Jenkins' wife, taking a softball-sized chunk out of her leg. But Gordon didn't call the authorities to report a dangerous animal. Oh no, he had something else in mind. Gordon went into a dog sitter's house in search of Sam. When he did find him, Gordon wrapped duct tape around the dog's mouth and he took him back to his house. Once he got back to his house, the angry man stabbed Sam in the neck before stabbing him several times more. Gordon was then charged with willful ill treatment of an animal. Number 1. American soldiers versus the Nazis. The Holocaust was one of the most devastating events in history. During World War II, 6 to 11 million Jews were brutally murdered by German guards at various extermination camps. American soldiers who were at the Dachau concentration camp during its liberation noticed 39 railway cars that were full of the dead bodies of Jews. Enraged by what they saw, the American soldiers began shouting, "Let's get those Nazi dogs!" A bloody rampage followed, with the soldiers lining up and gunning down 50 German guards. Another soldier became hysterical, and he shot 4 German guards and beat another guard in the head with the butt of his rifle. He was stopped by his own colonel, who had to hit him in the back of the head with his handgun. While these American soldiers were charged with a war crime, the charges were dismissed by General George Patton.
So guys, what was the worst thing a bully ever did to you while you were in school? Let us know in the Reddit page linked below, and you might be featured in a future countdown.
On a ride home one night, her Uber driver took her on a little detour of about 20 miles. Maybe his GPS malfunctioned, you might say. Well, it gets slightly more sinister. He drove her to an empty lot and locked the doors, Ted Bundy style.